the join button. would so proudly wail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming in the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? For the land of the free and the home of the
Good evening and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV. I'm Steve McMillan along with BJ Duvall and some guy named Mikey Neal Jr. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm really excited for this race. We're getting ready for a good old truck race here at Phoenix International Speedway.
Definitely we are, BJ. And you know what? Qualifying is on the board now. As well, that gets underway here. We'll go to the side-by-side. And the first truck you see coming off of pit road is the 88 of West Wigan.
And while these guys start their laps, go over the top four drivers racing for the championship here tonight. We got Bobby Hall Jr., Keith Hackney, Adam Newbert, and Justin White are two winners from the last 2 weeks that locked themselves in with a win.
Definitely look on your left-hand side. Robbie Richards was on the track. He took it back down to pit side, but West Wigan goes to the top of the chart. Second driver right now trying to make it time is Josh Clemens in that 7 machine. Josh Clemens from Buffalo, New York. Wigan top of the charts with a 27.20. Robbie Richards must have all kinds of trouble. Bit out, bit on, off, on, and now back off the track. All right, Josh Clemens, let's see where he times his second quick. All right, this driver, car number 48, the Snap-on Tools truck. Moving to the Xfinity Series full-time next season with a new team. Right, BJ?
Yes, it is.
All right. That's Robbie Richards. Robbie Richards in the 48.
Or on your right-hand side, you've got the 17 last week's winner of Adam Newbert out of Georgia. His first lap down is going to be a 27.19. Good enough for second.
So, quick questions. So, Mike, I don't know if we told you. You're watching from me, right?
I am.
So, you clicked on my name, you're watching from that. All right. BJ, can you send him a link for scoring?
Already did.
All
Already
right.
sent it.
So, you got that, right? Maybe?
Yes.
All right.
Set it in Discord.
Your top five looking right now: Josh Clemens, Adam Newbert, Wes Wiggett, Robbie Richards, and Brad Gibbhart. Your top five. The next driver on the track, car number 15, is Michael McCooley. Michael McCooley in the 15 truck. He's on your left-hand side. On the right-hand side, he will be.
Got it. Flex Motorsports 113 of Daniel Worthington.
All right, Daniel Worthington. Oh, McCooley. He kind of lost him right there at the line. The next driver on the track from Houston, Texas, truck number 34, Jason Bridges. Jason Bridges in the 34 machine, his first lap, he's 7th quick.
And McCooley's first lap did still count. He did time in 6th quick with a 27.49.
Look at Robbie Richards going 4th quick.
Daniel Worthington also goes up to 3rd quick. That'll knock Robbie Richards down to 5th. So our top 5 now is Clemens, Newbert, Worthington, Wiggin, and Richards.
Next on track, truck number 97 from Columbus, Ohio. It's Alex Healy. I should do it while I did it at the very beginning. Healy. All right, the 113 completes his laps. The next driver on the track on the right-hand side, truck number 29 is Travis Twitty. Travis Twitty in the 29. Healy's first lap is 9th quick right now. He's on his 2nd lap. You're watching the UDTV side by side on qualifying. And we'll get a little bit more drivers on here. All right, Healy goes 3rd quick. Bridges right now in that 9th position. The next truck making his way to the stage. On the track in 94 from Athens, Pennsylvania to Earl Shaw Flex Motorsports. It's Bobby Hall Jr.
Travis Twitty loses control on a turn number 4. His first lap will time him in at 9th. That knocks Jason Bridges down to 10th. Bobby Hall Jr. goes 12th quick on his first lap. Ed Osborne in the 42, 11th quick. And there we go.
Bobby Hall's first lap, 12th quick, as was just said. Coming for his 2nd lap. He goes 2nd quick, Bobby Hall Jr. So Josh Clemens, Bobby Hall Jr., Adam Newbert, Alex Healy, and Daniel Worthington, your top 5. Let's see here, next driver on the track on the left-hand side of your screen. And car number 99 from Boxfield, North Carolina. He's had a lot of good runs. Now teammates of Keith Hackney, the 99, of Peyton Hubbard. Peyton Hubbard in the 99. Oh, Hubbard goes quick time with a 26.78. So, Mikey, that means that, does that mean Peyton's going to win?
This track is really weird. I'm watching these guys qualifying, and this track is super slick. They're sliding around right now. They're really putting a lot of throttle into it. So I think anything can happen tonight with this track because it does not look like it is handling fantastic at all. These guys are really driving the cars really hard off the corners. That's why you see so many of them getting loose, especially out of turn in 3 and 4 now because they're, all that's new pavement. These cars, there's no rubber on the track right now, so these cars just tend to slide and I think that's going to create an interesting race.
Definitely it is. Right now, you can see they're from Athens, Tennessee. It's Justin White. Justin White in the 2 machine. Look at his on board on the left-hand side and the other screen of his car on the right-hand side there.
So just where So let's see just where Justin White times in first lap. He will go a 9th quick.
And because these trucks are so loose, you're going to see their second lap. They'll tend to pick up some tenths here. So let's see if Justin White goes a little bit further up on the board on this next lap.
Out of turn number 4, down here. Let's see.
He will stay 9th quick. Second lap, 2 tenths slower.
And this
Yes,
tells you how long since I've been to this track. I don't. The start finish line confuses me.
Start finish line's on the opposite side of this the track now. It used to be on the straightaway. Now it is in the dogleg on what used to be the back straightaway. There you see CJ Mason on your right hand side. Come out of turn number 4 for his first lap. He'll time in 12th quick.
So go ahead and say what you're saying, Mikey. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, it looked like when Justin there, I'm surprised he didn't run the outside coming into that second lap there. I think he probably could have picked up a few tenths. As you see CJ get a little bit loose there and slide up the track. That's what you got to watch out for tonight. These cars are super loose, but I think CJ is going to still clock in there at P12.
And he does.
He did go quicker, but he stayed in 12th position.
Oh,
And man, Peyton Hubbard ran an absolute flyer of a lap, man.
he definitely did. So the drivers left to qualify: David Brackett, Brian Terry, Keith Hackney, and Josh Lockwood. As we got 19, almost 17 seconds left. We're fixing to go racing, guys. Championship night.
Yeah, Keith Hackney, too, is not going to be able to qualify tonight, and he'll be starting from the back. He's one of the championship fours. That'll be really interesting.
And once again, you mentioned that there are 4 drivers in the championship chase tonight. We've got Bobby Hall Jr. starting in 3rd, Justin White starting in 9th, Keith Hackney in 16th, and who was the other one? The other one, Adam Newbert, starting in 4th.
Alrighty, here is tonight's championship lineup. And on the pole, we're definitely going to see if Mikey done his homework, okay, on this. On the pole, in car number 99, the next level racing NLRA, Peyton Hubbard to his outside. And number 7, the high side Hustler Motorsports, Josh Clemens.
Row number 2 on the inside out of Earl Shops Flex Motorsports. It's the 94 of Bobby Hall Jr. to his outside. The 17, it's Adam Newbert.
And on our 3rd row, for regulators, we have Alex Healy in his 97 machine tonight. And starting to the right of him, we have Daniel Worthington representing Flex Motorsports.
In row number 4, to the inside, Flex Motorsports, truck number 88, Wes Wiggin. And to his outside, he hails out of California, or Carolina. In the 48 truck, it's Robbie Richards.
Row number 5 on the inside, Sim Box Motorsports number 2. Locked himself into the final 4. It's Justin White to his outside, the 42 of Ed Osborne.
And starting in that row 6, we have Brad Gebhardt in the 44 machine. And to his outside, we have CJ Mason in his 21 truck.
Alrighty. And on your 5th, see, I'm losing track here. Your 7th row. On the inside, McCooley Racing, truck number 15 is Michael McCooley. And to his outside, high side Hustler Motorsports. Truck number 29 is Travis Twitty.
Row number 8 on the inside, high side Hustlers. Number 34 is Jason Bridges to his outside. Next level racing 69, Keith Hackney.
And the last full row in the field, we have Brian Terry, who will be starting P17, and P18 will be David Brackett.
And round out your field, the high side Hustler Motorsports, it will be Josh Lockwood. Green flag is out. We're racing here in Phoenix. It's going to be a barn burner, that's for sure. What is there to expect, Mike?
Well, we have a dog leg here, which I think kind of brings in an entire new thing of racing. You can really go low, you can go high. We're going to see a lot of people making a lot of moves in that dog leg. Other than that, the corners, you can run anywhere, top, bottom, middle, wherever you need to run. As you see, all these guys are going in at different lines right now. So it's going to create great racing, and these guys are going to be racing tight all night.
Higher.
Steve, check your music.
I am Granny's dancing.
Stage break tonight, lap 53. What the? Interesting stage break. Most of them been on 5s and 0s. 5s and 10s, I should say.
Well, 53 is 153 laps, so the first stage, 53 laps, 100 laps for the second stage. How about that? And right
That's
now,
fair enough.
look at Bobby Hall Jr. getting a run. Oh, he makes contact with the 99 there. Peyton Hubbard. He's going to lose some ground after that contact between him and the 99 of Bobby Hall. We'll take a look at your NLRA instant replay here.
Hubbard does a great job to hang on to it right there and continue on, not bring out a caution. He lost a few spots due to it, riding right now in that 5th position, but he's still hanging on, doesn't really show any issues with that number 99 machine at the moment, but he is under pressure from the 113 of Daniel Worthington.
In turn 1 and 2, man, that is flat. The fact that he was able to save that was unbelievable. Great save by him, and he'll be able to keep his night going, and luckily it's not ended on lap 3.
Definitely. That tells you what kind of driver he is, especially to save it. I mean, some of us just get a little over anxious, overcorrected. He did a great job there. So we're on lap number 5 here. Phoenix 6 laps are going to be going quickly here tonight. As Bobby Hall Jr. continues to lead, Josh Clemens in second, Adam Newber in third. As we complete lap number 5 out of 153. As we're fixing to go to our side-by-side camera here.
Find some action going on here then. All right, on the right-hand side, you got the 69. One of our chase drivers started the furthest back in the field of our championship 4. Sitting right now in that 10th spot. He's already 6 spots to the good, trying to work his way forward and get himself a good finish right now. Sits a half a second back to the next driver of Robbie Richards in that 9th spot. Drivers all towards the back, starting to single file out, spread out a little bit, and giving each other room up in the front. Though on the left-hand side, you got that lead pack still battling it out a little bit there.
Well, Bobby Hall continues to lead in the Flex Motorsports 94 truck. On the drivers in the championship 4, there's Josh Clemens in the 7. There's Adam Newber in the 17. And look at Alex Healy right there, looking to his inside, trying to make a pass for that 3rd spot. Could not do it. He'll fall back in line. And a lot of you are wondering about Heath Hackney. He's up 6 spots in that 10th position. Now, you got to know, he's hungry because he wants to win this championship. And he knows the only way to win it is to win the race, BJ.
Yeah, he's got to be up there. He's got to get that good finish, get that solid run to have the chance to win it. Our point situation going into tonight with Justin White, he currently sits going into tonight 19 points behind the leader of Bobby Hall Jr. So stage breaks, race win, all that's really going to come into play for Adam Newber and get the best finish he can over Bobby Hall Jr. and Keith Hackney. Both those 2 drivers sit 5 points apart.
So, Mike,
I could be wrong here, but I'm pretty sure the points do reset after every stage. So I think everyone is coming in here even. So I'm pretty sure it's just whoever wins out of these top 4 or whoever finishes the highest up in the order is the winner of the championship.
That is correct. So
yeah.
Well,
going into this, Mikey, right now you see a lot of good racing going on in the Speedway right now. Who is your pick to win the championship? Who do you feel is going to win?
I'm going to go back to my pick, and while we're on him, Justin White, he was my pick to win. He's really confident in himself, and he picked up a few good races as he goes for a pass there on Daniel Worthington. He's felt really confident in himself these past few weeks, and I think he's going to ride that momentum. And you can see him right now; he looks pretty quick out there tonight. He's already up, I think, 3 spots now, and I think he has a lot of potential to win this race. But it's so hard to pick because the top 4 in this series, they all have an equal chance to win. I mean, Bobby, obviously him out front right now, he's been super quick the last few weeks as well. I mean, all season. And same with all these guys. I mean, Adam Newbert's up there in P3 right now, and but I think Justin has a lot of confidence. He was my pick to win, but like I said, anybody can win this race.
Well, you look at Alex Healy right up there as we're riding on board with Justin White. That's truck. Peyton Hubbard right ahead of him, and Alex Healy. That's the battle going on 4th and 5th on the track right now. As you watch it on board, you see Healy running a different line compared to some of them. Now, in that 97 truck, looks a little sponsorless tonight. A little bit more PG rated.
A little bit. Yeah, that is one of the beautiful things here about Phoenix International Speedway is how many different lines you really can run. It all depends on where you're comfortable, where you want to run to save your tires. You can have a strong run on the high side. You can have a strong run on the bottom side. And that's even in fixed setup, which these guys right here are. The setup is not as big of a part here at Phoenix as what a lot of people might think when it comes to choosing what line you want to run.
Well, look at this, BJ. He's a coming. That 69 truck, he's on fire. As he's up that 6th spot now, as he's going to be working on Justin White.
Yeah, there was a little bit of contact coming out of turn 2 there between the 99 of Peyton Hubbard and then the 2-car Justin White. Checked them up, and they were 3 wide down the front stretch. Back stretch now. And, those are the moves you have to capitalize on. And I talked to Keith Hackney a little bit before the race, and he was not thrilled about starting in the back. He felt like it was going to be a little bit harder to pass, but, I mean, he's up 10 positions now, and I think he's making it look a little bit easy. So he's already up into the top 6 now, and he has a bunch of guys right in front of him. I think he's going to waste no time trying to get around him.
Very technical track as this is. You expect to see quite a few cautions. That's probably, I would guess, one of the reasons why he doesn't want to be back towards the back. He wants to get up towards the front, get away from it, and be in the clear. He's doing exactly that, making his way up the stakes already, just 17 laps into this race. It's safe to say, though, that what you would normally expect to see at Phoenix might not be quite so true, seeing as we're 18 laps in, and thankfully we haven't had a caution yet.
Well, definitely some good racing going on all around. You see Keith Hackney right now. He is battling with Justin White. He's looking to the outside of him as White is closing up on the 97. Alex Healy, he goes to the inside. He will complete the pass there. Justin White now in that 4th position. Healy in 5th. Keith Hackney now to the inside. He's going to try to get a good run off this turn. Going down the straightaway here. Let's see if he can clear him going into this turn. He does. Alex Healy now falls back to that 6th position. He's lost 1 spot since the start of the race, but look at Keith Hackney up 11 spots. Josh Clemens doing a good job tonight. He's caught up to your race leader of Bobby Hall Jr. Makes you kind of wonder. Oh, he got loose there coming off that turn. That makes you got to wonder there. Do we have a new winner tonight?
It's very possible. A little loose off the corner, was able to hold on to it, showing quite a lot of speed. But one thing that little bobble is going to do is put quite a bit of wear on his tires here tonight. They're not quite halfway through the stage yet, right about 6 laps to reach the halfway point of the stage. If these guys don't have to pit during stage 1, that could severely hurt Josh Clemens' chances at coming down here and picking up a stage win.
Yeah, anytime you heat up those right sides, it's really never a good sign. But I think a lot of people are kind of sliding around right now. And if you get back on the throttle too much, especially off the flat surface of turn two, these cars will tend to kind of snap. And we saw it happen there. And, we'll see a couple people start to migrate to the top of the track. And once they start getting those big runs, you'll see more slides. And you could tell that Josh is really driving that thing. He is catching Bobby, inch by inch every, lap. But you may see him maybe back off a little bit here now since those right sides are a little bit worn. But, other than that, I mean, he's done a great job right there in P2. He's not lost Bobby at all. And you see they're right up against the wall now on the outside to generate momentum off the corner.
Definitely. As we're on lap number 23 on this first stage, 53 laps, caution free. And right now, there is Robbie Richards in the 48 truck looking to the inside of Wes Wiggin. It's going to be his last time running full-time in the truck series as he moves to Xfinity Racing full-time next season. As he's battling the 21 of CJ Mason right now. Mason trying to get the high side of work for him. Side-by-side racing, that's really where the battle is right now on the racing surface. Everybody else is pretty much single filed out.
Yeah, we're just starting to reach that halfway point in the stage. About lap 26, lap 27 will be your halfway point through the stage. Everybody's starting to take it easy right now. There's no reason to really push at this point in time. Take it easy, save your stuff, and try to have that run towards the end of it. Man, I'm telling you what, I love those wheels on that 17 machine.
Yeah, they really stand out here at the nighttime here in Arizona, man. Car looks good tonight. There's a lot of good-looking cars. I mean, we've got the bright green car there for Bobby Hall. It kind of, look at that. Ooh, gets a little bit loose there, man. Everyone is loose coming off that corner. And it really shows you these guys are really driving that car hard right now.
On the left-hand side of the screen, you see Bobby Hall Jr. starting to pull away from Josh Clemens. On the right-hand side, you see a battle with Justin White and Keith Hackney there. White holding on to the 4th position. Hackney up 11 spots in that 5th position there. Healy in 6th, Hubbard in 7th, Worthington now in 7th. Hubbard's fallen back to 8th. Wes Wiggin in 9th, and Robbie Richards, your top 10 here at Phoenix.
If you look down on the bottom right of the right screen, you see the battle with 3 of the chase drivers. Bobby Hall Jr. being the 4th chase driver currently leading the race, but 3 of the chase drivers right there sitting 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Keith Hackney now takes a look at the inside of Justin White. That's for that 4th spot. White still with the momentum off of corner number 2.
Yeah, we're going to see Hackney get that preferred line there on the bottom, but Justin's going to be able to hold him down there. You get a lot of momentum off the outside, and Keith not being able to go up the track, really loses momentum off the corner. And as you see him go really low there in the dog leg, you can do that here. Even though there is a yellow line that kind of dictates the boundaries, you can go all the way down as far as you want, at least if you're not in the pit road area. So you're going to see a lot of drivers try to cut off that part of the track. But since they've kind of flattened that area out, it seems like it's not really been an advantage anymore. But you see Justin White able to hold strong on the outside and keep that position.
Well, right now, your top 4 in the championship race are in the top 5. The only one not in the final 4 is Josh Clemens in that 7 truck there. Doing a good job in that 2nd spot tonight. As there is Adam Newbert right there in 3rd. There's Justin White, Keith Hackney. There's Alex Healy in the 97 truck there. Currently running in that 6th spot. Has some damage on the right-hand side. Looks like he probably scraped the wall a little bit there. There is Daniel Worthington in the Fanatec 113 machine. And there's Robbie Richards. He's made his way up back to 8th, where he originally started from. Peyton Hubbard, how about that? Led the first couple laps. Him and Bobby Hall made a little contact. He's fallen back all the way to the 9th spot. And Mikey, if it's something to rebound from, how hard is it?
Sliding those tires really early, it definitely does not help. Anytime you slide the tires, puts more heat in them. It'll make them wear more significantly the next few laps. And as you saw, he was able to kind of contest there for a few. But once the wear really starts setting in, he was able to fall back a little bit, which is kind of unfortunate. But I think, he'll rebound. It's not really his fault of what happened. Racing incidents happen. And yes, it was mighty unfortunate. But as a driver, you got to keep your head straight and you got to keep going, got to keep pushing the car. And speaking of pushing the car, man, it looks like Bobby Hall has finally started to put a lead on the 7 there of Josh Clemens as he's pulled out to almost a 1.5-second gap.
Yes, he is. He is pulling away from Josh Clemens. Clemens now, you just got to wonder, is he just holding on to the stage break? But there's Adam Newbert. So let's look at the lap times there. Newbert's been quick. 4 out of 5 laps.
Yeah, not only has he been faster than Clemens, he's also been faster than your leader, Bobby Hall, by almost a 10th consistently. And the only other 2 people on the track that have been faster have been Justin White and Keith Hackney. And, even though they are gaining time, they're not gaining an immense amount of time. So these guys up front should have a good cushion until the stage break. But Adam Newbert does have a chance here, and he is coming pretty quick.
Adam Newbert in the 17 truck right there. But you can look on screen, you see how much quicker White has been the last 5 laps. So those two, White and Hackney, they're closing up on Adam Newbert.
Yeah, I don't know if Justin White looked in his mirror and saw Keith Hackney and decided to step on it or not. But if I had him in my mirror like he has the last 15 laps, I'd be booking it too.
Keith Hackney, one of those drivers that's very good in the long run as well as the short run. One of those drivers that knows how to pace himself and still be able to stay faster than the rest of the field in that 69 truck. We've seen him time and time again start out driving that truck hard, and by the end of the tire run, still continuing to push that truck at number 69 and continue to just pull away from the rest of the field. It's almost like a lot of times it's like nobody else is able to conserve the tires like he is, even running at the pace that he's running. Right now, he sits in that 5th spot after starting 16th. Bobby Hall Jr., as you see on screen right now, still your leader, almost a 2-second gap over Josh Clemens, right about 1.7 right now.
Well, going into the night, your top 4 were the championship race in the top 5. And, Bobby Hall's looked really strong towards the end of the season. Where Keith Hackney picked up the most wins, Bobby Hall has been pretty consistent.
He's really managed to stay right about the same spot all season long. He's pretty much, for the most part, stayed in the top 5 almost every single race, it seems like. Picked up plenty of stage wins and everything else, and then last week moved himself with a stage win into the points lead. Right now he's on the inside of Brian Terry, the first of lap traffic here tonight. Good possibility that if he's getting into more lap traffic, that this is going to start slowing him down and give Josh Clemens and Adam Newbert the opportunity to catch up to him.
Well, there's Adam Newbert. There is Justin White. Hackney following in his footsteps there, as now White is closed into the quarter panel of that truck and looks to the inside of him. But Newbert, he's managing to hold on.
Yeah, and Hackney right here might actually take advantage of that. As we saw Justin try to go for the pass there on Newbert, he was not able to get underneath him, and this allows Hackney back underneath him. But this is where he's been about the last 20 laps and just not able to get around him. You see he's going to take the shortcut. Still side by side going into turn 3 here, or turn 2 now, and they're going to continue to stay side by side. But Hackney definitely looks like he has the better tires on the car. He just does not have that outside, and you see it's super tight between those two. But Justin White's going to be able to prevail and gain that position back.
You got to wonder, Hackney having some problems around about the last 3 or 4 races. So, I mean, he's playing it consistent, but he is, playing it consistent not, but he's going to be probably towards the end. There might be some feathers ruffled. Just knowing how Keith Hackney is. What do you think, PJ?
He's definitely got a history of ruffling feathers for sure. But right now, as you mentioned, he's playing it conservative. He's not really pressing the issue with Justin White, just staying right there on his back bumper. Takes a look when the opportunity presents itself. For the most part, he's in save mode by the looks of it. He's not really pressing for position in any way, shape, or form. Just riding right now behind Justin White.
Well,
He's taking the smart approach to it. You can't force the issue. As you see him get right underneath him here, and he's going to pass him here. Justin White lost a ton of momentum. Hackney, even though they'll be side by side, should have the entry, and he does. And now Hackney's going to be able to gain that position back, and he's going to be able to move himself up to P4. You have to really keep your head cool, especially on a track like this. It's really hard to pass, even when you're a faster car and have better tires. You got to be able to. You have to wait for the person in front of you to make a mistake, just like what Justin did. And I was about to say it right before it happened. But as you're going to see, Justin may try to battle back here, but Keith finally has that preferred line. You really have to just be nice and easy, and you got to remember there's 153 laps. And if you try to force an issue and slide up into someone, your race is over at lap 45. And tonight is the most, it's going to be most costly tonight. I mean, these guys are all racing for $500 tonight, and they know it. I promise you that every single second. When they see a person that they are racing, they are going to be defensive. As you saw Justin, Justin could have let him by 20 laps ago, and Keith would have gone, drove away probably. But Justin sat there and held his line, ran his, best line to keep Hackney behind him. And that's what he's going to have to do later in the race. Any way that you can gain that track position back, you're going to have to hold off those contenders, because that's what's going to cost you a championship, is that if you let them by and then the caution comes out and they have fresher tires in front of you, that's game over.
Well, the 94 Bobby Hall Jr. race leader, he's going to be putting the 38 of David Brackett a lap down. Brackett, Terry, and Lockwood all a lap down. And, have you been fortunate enough to be on one of the tombstones of Keith Hackney's vehicle? Mikey?
I do not think so. I don't know if I've been in a race with Keith, but I've definitely, watched some of these races, and, sometimes you just got to go. And obviously here we see him going as quick as he can, and I think the stage break is coming up here soon. But, if he can get himself up into third, I think he's sitting really good for the last half of the race.
He definitely is. That is for sure. Keith Hackney now on the back bumper of the 17 of Adam Newbert. Adam Newbert picking up some wins this season along with Bobby Hall. Keith Hackney, the winningest driver this season in any series, BJ. So that's to tell you how consistent Keith Hackney was during the season.
Yeah, he was extremely consistent, always up front all season long, it seemed like, except for when he'd either make a mistake or just get caught up in some bad luck. It has 4 laps remaining here on the stage. Bobby Hall Jr. sitting nice right now to pick up the first stage. This is really going to help him towards that championship, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know if there will be stage points again tonight. Like I said earlier, it may just be, winner of the race. At least I could clarify with that, but I'm pretty sure that these guys, this stage break is a time to get tires, and there will be stage points. So.
Well, you look at the 17 to the inside. This is a battle for second going on. Josh Clements hanging on the outside as we're coming. Next time by will be 2 laps to go.
And I've just been informed there will, in fact, be stage points.
And that's huge for these guys, because right now, Hackney is going to have to make a move here if he really wants, because right now he is going to be 3-4 points behind Bobby Hall. And you see him going outside in Newbert there. Let's see if he'll be able to make this pass here coming to the white flag of the stage.
As you look right there, well, you can tell he wants to take it 3 wide.
He's still got one more lap after this, so he has to be patient, especially with that lap car in front of him.
He definitely was thinking about it right there.
As you look at the 17 trying to clear David Brackett, and Adam Newbert does in that second spot there. Keith Hackney in third. He goes to the bottom there. White flag is out. 1 more lap to go in the stage.
Last lap. Bobby Hall Jr. see him there leading down the back straightaway. Now, originally the front straightaway, now the back straightaway. Down into turn number 3 out of 4, and Bobby Hall Jr. will pick up stage number 1. Caution flag should be waving right about now. There it is. So Adam Newbert 2nd, Keith Hackney 3rd, Josh Clemens 4th, Justin White 5th, Robbie Richards 6th, Alex Healy 7th, Michael McCooley 8th, Jason Bridges 9th, and CJ Mason will round out the top 10 here in the stage. That means Bobby Hall Jr. is coming home with a 1 point lead over Adam Newbert 10-9, and then Keith Hackney coming in 3rd will get 8. Justin White, our 4th and final chase driver, he's going to be sitting 2 points behind Keith Hackney with 6 coming home in that 5th spot.
All right, as they're catching up to the pace vehicle, as these drivers will be making their pit stops this time by, as you look at Bobby Hall Jr. bringing the field down. Drivers staying out right now are the lap drivers. Drivers are 1 or more lap down. See David Brackett there in the 38, in the 13 of Brian Terry. Lap down in 17th and 18th. Bobby Hall, your race leader, bringing the drivers down here. Let's see who will win off the pit road. Who's your bet?
Bobby Hall Jr.
Mikey?
I'll second that.
It's going to be Keith Hackney. I just feel it. Something's going on. Oh, what'd I tell you?
Bobby Hall Jr. missed his pit stall. He rolled through his pit stall, so he did not get the pit stop that he was looking for. Keith Hackney comes out. He did, in fact, take all 4 tires. So he's got 4 tires and fuel, just the same as looks like everybody in the field did take 4 tires and fuel. But Keith Hackney's going to move his way into the race lead. Coming back from the stage, Newbert 2nd, White 3rd, Clemens 4th. And Bobby Hall Jr. finds himself back in 5th now. So unfortunate pit stop for Bobby Hall Jr. and good call, Steve.
I didn't even see it. I just saw the truck after I said that.
But it was in fact confirmed that the winner, or whoever has the highest finish in this race here tonight, will end up coming home with the stage, or with the championship. I mean, highest finisher will come home with the championship.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I really wouldn't know if there'd be stage points or not, but yeah, I mean, that's why every position is important. You know, this is going to really hurt Bobby. You know, starting back in 5th is a lot worse than, you know, trying to start 1st. So, you know, hopefully he'll be able to rebound. We'll see his speed now, as this is going to be his first time he's going to be behind a car this race. But, you know, with a dominant stage 1, let's see how he makes his way back up to the field if he can.
All right. Hackney, Newbert, White, Clements, Hall, Richards, McCooley, Bridges, Mason, and Healy, your top 10. Worthington in that 11th spot, Gebhardt, Twitty, Osborne, Wigan, your top 15. They got Hubbard, Brackett, Terry, and Lockwood. Brian Terry still 1 lap down. Lockwood is 2 laps down as the lights go out on the pace vehicle. We're going to be bringing the green next time by. Hackney will restart on the inside. Newbert to his outside here. Row number 2 will be the 2 truck of Josh White and Josh Clemens. Row number 3 will be Adam Newbert. And look at Robbie Richards made his way up there to the top 5 or top 6.
Now we got the long wait till we get to the start-finish line, but these guys are going to get all bunched up, and we'll see if we can make any moves here into turn 1. Again, it's going to be really racy here as now, you know, your top 4 this restart or in the top 5 here. So it's going to be really interesting. Let's see if one of them makes an early move.
Well, they're racked and stacked in the fields in the hands of Keith Hackney. As it comes to the Geico restart zone, green flag is out. And look at that good start Keith Hackney gets. Almost looked like, Adam Newber got caught there sleeping as Justin White's on the inside of him, looking to take over that second spot as they go into the turn. They're still side by side. Newber goes a little wide there. Looks like Hall going to be pushing the 2 truck out of the turn, down the straightaway. Oh, we got
a wreck in the back.
You can't park there.
Yeah, last week we had the problems with the islands and the grass at Martinsville. This week we're just parking it right on top of the safer barrier, it looks like.
Well, there was no grass for him to park on.
No, and it looks like he just gets loose trying to run that low line, overturning it, and it right there just goes headfirst into the wall, noses it in, and ended up in that position.
Well, it's the magnet. It's got all magnets.
Yeah, I was going to say he had some magnetic rubber banding there or something. I'm not really sure exactly what happened there, but unfortunate for West Wigan. I think that's the first time I've ever seen that on the asphalt side. We used to see that on the dirt side a lot, didn't we, Steve? Seeing cars just fucking freaking snap into the wall like that.
Definitely.
Yeah, and they must put some extra springs in that car under that caution there, and super unfortunate. That's what I was talking about earlier in the race, though. As once the tires are super cold, I'm sorry. Once the cars get a little bit loose, man, they just don't go straight anymore. Their right rear is going to snap right around on you, and unfortunately, their West, gets into the wall and pays a price there. It sometimes happens, and that's really unfortunate.
Well, so Mikey,
yeah,
I don't even know what my question is no more. I mean, this is so who's the flag? What's the flagsman's name?
Oh no.
Well, Iracing has named him. What's his name?
I wish you could hear Jason right now, Steve.
His name's Barney.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was interrupted by the 4th member of our broadcasting crew that cannot be heard. So,
Oh, was he trying to tell you, trying to help you cheat?
No, not at all. Not at all.
So when you go to these tracks, you ever seen a flagman yank up and down that flag so hard as Barney does? I mean, his shoulder, he has to go to physical therapy after every race.
Yeah, no, you have to. It's a constant job that you just have to keep going on and on with, and I wouldn't want to be Barney.
Oh, Tasha's been on the wrong page. She's been commenting. We have been interacting with her. Now she's on the right page. Good to have you, Tasha.
Oh.
As the lights are still on the pace vehicle here.
Looks like we'll be getting 1 to go this time by, so they'll stack up here. And now you got your top 4 in the top 4. So this is going to be a really interesting restart again.
All right, the cactus turns. The lights will go dark on the cactus. So you know what that means. Out of turn number 4, these drivers are going to be racked and stacked. Where the action is the attraction here tonight, the Bluegrass Truck Series Championship night. As Mikey said, the top 4 in the championship chase are in the top 4 positions. It's fixing to get wild and hairy, so buckle up your seatbelts, grab you some popcorn. It's fixing to get wild here at Phoenix as the pace car pulls in. Hackney will restart on the inside. With Adam Newber to his outside, row number 2 will be Justin White and Bobby Hall. Alex McCluley and Robbie Richards in the... Actually, I lied. It's going to be the 7. Josh Clemens and Robbie Richards. Then Michael McCluley and Jason Bridges. Green flag is out. Keith Hackney gets another good start there as Adam Newber under attack by Justin White. Side by side, BJ. These drivers are going to give it all they can. We're on lap number 64 of 153.
And with that restart, we have our 4 championship drivers in the top 4. Josh Clemens pushing a little hard off the corner, bounced off the wall, able to keep on going. Caution is going to fly, though.
What a fantastic job of keeping that low and not coming back up onto the field there. That could have been a massive pileup off of turn 2.
Well, it could have. Maybe should have. But guess what? It didn't.
As my mama always said, shoulda, coulda, woulda, but you didn't.
Man, that is super unfortunate there, though, for Josh, man. He has had such a good night, such a good first stage, and looks like he might get tagged there in the left rear. That just kind of slides your car right around right there. And that was just very slight contact. Great job of not coming back up onto the field right there.
Well, him and Alex Healy did make a little bit of contact there. So even a good job for Alex Healy in that 97 truck.
Yeah, and it's just a really weird instance, coming off the corner, you can't really just turn to the right and look to the right side of you to see if you're clear or not. And I couldn't really tell if maybe he just got in the back of him trying to push or just trying to clear himself back up. But that's just a really unfortunate kind of set of events, kind of a racing situation. But, hopefully he can rebound. It didn't look like there was too much damage on the car, so he might be able to rebound from that, get it all repaired, and make his way back up to the front.
Well, as you see, the pit stop going for Josh Clemens there. Getting some tires. Getting some damage repaired.
And the ruling was made. The 15 of Michael McCooley will, in fact, be receiving the EOL and restarting at the back of the field. He's going to take a pit side right now, though.
Well, Josh Lockwood getting one of his laps back. Michael McCooley down pit road. Also, look at Brad Gebhardt, Travis Twitty, David Brackett, Brian Terry. Again, Josh Clemens just sitting there getting the damage repaired. Wes Wiggin, after that bizarre incident on the inside wall there, getting some damage repaired. Have you missed?
Go ahead.
I was
That's what I say. Oh, rock, paper, scissors. Let's say out of all this, Justin has moved back into P3, and Newbert made his way back up there to P2 after they had flopped in the last one. But it seems like they've, other than Hackney, who's getting these amazing starts, because everyone on the outside is able to kind of carry that momentum. And just, it's so hard to pass when you're on the bottom because the banking of this track, it's especially in 1 and 2, the first corner that you come up to, on the bottom, you can't just hit the gas and go in front of them. Number one, these trucks are super loose as you see them sliding everywhere. And then the second thing is that you got a car on your outside. So you really just can't get back into the gas enough to really clear them. Either that, you're just going to slide up into them and wreck both of y'all. So as you see, I bet that's really frustrating, though, for the car who's starting in third, just because it looks like they get the run into the corner. They just cannot get off the corner without passing. And I feel like to win a championship, you're going to have to, figure that out here a little bit later in the race, see what different that you can do on these restarts, because Hackney is absolutely pulling away on the restarts.
He is. The lights go off on the pace vehicle. And this is one thing. So BJ's 2 for 3. Lightning's fixing to strike somewhere. We better duck. And hopefully he don't get the 3 for 3.
Wait. I'm 2 for 3.
You're 2 for 3.
Okay.
MF and F. Third one, we're gonna burn down.
The first time was not my fault.
Lights are out. Keith Hackney. He's going to be bringing us to the Geico restart zone here as the drivers are racked and stacked. I said where the action is the attraction. It's definitely been action in the second stage. Keith Hackney bringing us back to the green. Adam Newbert there to his outside. A little better start for Adam Newbert this time. Justin White in that third spot. Robbie Richards looking to the inside of Bobby Hall. Richards will take over that fourth spot there. Bobby Hall trying to battle back in that middle line. All these drivers running a little different lines here, making it kind of interesting as they head down the straightaway.
Yeah, and that was a really good rebound there by Bobby because it looked like he had actually lost fourth place there, but did a great job keeping that momentum on the outside, able to keep himself up into the top four, and it's going to keep him right on Justin's bumper here, and he might be able to make another move to move back up here to P3.
He's tried. He's looking to the outside, BJ.
He's taking a look to the outside of Justin White, side by side down the back straightaway. Bobby Hall Jr. is able to run that momentum off of the corner on those fresh tires, but it is going to add a lot of wear. Been my experience here at Phoenix, running that outside, man, it really burns up the right sides a lot more than what it does to run the inside. And I got a feeling we're going to end up seeing that if he doesn't, and he does in fact clear Justin White through that corner right there.
Yeah, and there's a lot more throttle time on that outside, so you're going to be putting a lot of throttle input going around the corners. You see him move back to the low side here in turn 4. These guys, they have a choice to make. And right now it looks like Bobby is all about track position. He's going to try to get as much track position as he can right here, which might be the smart idea because, if you're back in 4th, 5th, you got to pass those cars later in the run. So as you see Bobby now back on the inside trying to save those tires again, but he was able to really, get that position back there from Justin and put himself in P3. So now he has track position and now he can save. He only ran that outside for maybe 2 laps, so his tires shouldn't be too bad. But during the run, you have to kind of compensate for that, let off, and make sure that you cool that right front back down, and
It's riding on the roof cam with Bobby Hall Jr. He's closed up on Adam Newbert there as they go into the turn. Bobby Hall Jr. He wants that championship. He can feel it. He can breathe it. And the only thing really stopping him right now, one, is Adam Newbert. He's between him and Keith Hackney. 2 is Keith Hackney.
He's got it. Dude, I think one of the biggest things that's really going to help him here tonight is if he can nail the pit strategy, really nail it down, get in and get out of the pit stall just right. It's what lost him the race lead here for stage number 2 was a mistake on pit road. And if he can get it right the rest of the race, he really stands a good chance at it. If he can play it out smart, if he can come down pit road at the right time, not make any mistakes, get out there and really get it going in his favor, he stands a good chance to make those spots back up.
And you got to remember is that right now in this championship run, there are 4 drivers, and one of them is yourself. And, you can ruin your race. And now Bobby, as he looks here for second place, he did not ruin his race. He's back up there. Luckily, it was a small error, but you can't keep making those if you want to win a championship. And, Bobby knows that. He's had a few mistakes during the playoffs, but he's always seemed to bounce back from them. And I think so far he's bounced back really well. It obviously lost him the lead. Now Hackney's out there, and he's got almost a second lead. And how are you going to be able to gain that back as you see him again try to get underneath Newbert there, and he's not going to give him anything. Newbert's going to run the middle line, have the run here, but Bobby actually got a good run there off the bottom. Let's see if he can get him here, and it looks like Newbert's just going to let him go.
As you see Bobby Hall down in that second spot now, Newbert under attack, looked like momentarily from Justin White. White right there with right there in striking distance. As Newbert goes a little high there, that's going to allow White to close up just a tad bit, but not much. But let's look at this. There's Keith Hackney, and there is Bobby Hall Jr. Now, out of the 4 drivers, I would say Bobby Hall is something that Keith Hackney needs to keep in the back of his mind. I mean, Bobby Hall has been, running up front. Yes, he's made a couple mistakes, but he's been strong the second half of the season. As we look at the lap times between him and Keith Hackney, all was quicker than the last lap.
And he was a little bit quicker there once he got past the 17 truck. But again, you got to be able to manage your tires throughout the run. So even though now he is free into second place, he's got to be able to still maintain his speed, maintain those tires, because Keith out there looks like he's just kind of riding around. He's been able to run the same line every single lap, so that tells me that he's not in push mode. He's just trying to make sure he has those tires for the rest of the run, because these trucks they can go pretty good ways on fuel, as we obviously saw. They were able to go 50 plus laps on that first run, so they'll probably have to make one pit stop, but for these long runs, these drivers are going to have to be able to maintain those tires, and we'll see if Bobby will be able to catch him with maintaining these tires, because we did see him on that outside pushing, really trying to get around a few of the drivers there early, and that can come back and kind of bite you in the butt later. So we'll see what he's able to do here.
Well, right there, you look at the lap times. Hall's now been quicker out of the 3 laps. Let's see. Nope, not quicker that time. A little off there, not much. The lap 78, 79 to 80. He was definitely quicker than Keith Hackney.
And if you look, I mean, it's only by 3/100ths of a second, 6/100ths of a second, 7/100ths of a second. And, if you're not really gaining tenths, you're not gaining too much on the guy in front of you. So I think Hackney sees that. He knows that he's kind of good right now. We'll see if Bobby might be able to pull away a little bit, or pull up to him a little bit here. And a little bit slower there for Newbert. Newbert's starting to fall off a little bit. Wonder if him and Justin are back there saving, trying to keep their tires on their car here for this long run.
As you look a little further back of the pack, there is David Brackett now on the lead lap. There's Daniel Worthington. Ryan Terry right there in 16th. There's Josh Clemens in that 17th position. But look at Peyton Hubbard. He started on the pole, fell back after some contact between him and Bobby Hall. Now he's running that 7th position. Try to chase down Robbie Richards in the 48 truck. CJ Mason in 5th. Then you got Justin White breathing down the neck of Adam Newbert. And there is Bobby Hall. Bobby Hall Jr. in the Earl Shop Flex Motorsports machine there. And Keith Hackney, an NLR truck there, all by his lonesome out front on a Sunday drive, as we're on lap number 85 out of 153. You're watching Ultimate Dirt TV, the Bluegrass Truck Series Championship night here at Phoenix.
And Keith Hackness now started to increase that gap between he and Bobby Hall Jr. Looking at the lap times of Bobby Hall Jr., it's really starting to show that his tires very well could be going away from that number 94 truck. A lot of that's going to have to do with that outside line that he was taking at the beginning, as we talked about earlier.
Well, we know they went 55 laps for the stage for their pit stop. So they're on lap number 30. Do you think they go, how much more do you think they go on this set of tires, Mikey?
I mean, they'll be able to go until, if I'm these guys, depending on where, they had to be at least somewhat close to pitting. I would say they could probably go no more than 60 laps, even though I don't know the official, count that they go. But I don't really see them going past 60 or so laps. So whenever we'll probably see around like lap 100, 110-ish, somewhere around there, if they can make it that long on fuel. That's where you kind of probably want to pit. That'd be about halfway, through each one, because 53, 153, so you have about 100 lap difference. So if you can pit about right in the middle, that would be probably optimal, especially if you're out front and you want to get fresher tires to get out ahead of the people in front of you. We may see some people try to stay out a little bit longer to get fresher tires. We may see some people short pit to, get ahead of people and get out ahead of them with fresher tires earlier in the run. So there's a lot of different strategies that these guys may take. And we'll see once one person goes in, usually a lot of people will follow. But it's all about, what you want to do and how many laps you have left. If these guys are sitting and have to pit around like 50 to 40 laps, you probably want to run it out until then, because you want to be the faster car for those last 40 laps rather than pitting with like 60 laps to go, being fast for those 20 laps, but having the last 40 laps of the guy behind you trying to catch you. So, it's all about strategy here, and I'm kind of excited to see where these guys go with it.
Well, Jeremy says, is there going to be another stage break? If so, what lap? Nope, this is the final stage.
Trucks and Xfinity only receive one stage. The Cup Series receives two stages on Earth. Two stage breaks on Wednesday nights. Other than that, we've seen what we're going to see as far as stages go. Up in the front right now, we still have Keith Hackney, and that gap has once again started to shrink. Bobby Hall Jr. has started to gain on him once again. Justin White in third, Adam Newbert in fourth, and CJ Mason rounding out the top five. Good run for the 21 of CJ Mason tonight.
Definitely.
I was gonna bring up CJ had a great race last week at Martinsville, also finishing top 5. And it only takes one race to really get you going for the next few races. And CJ out here running top 5 again, +7 from where he started. He's had an amazing quiet race. And those are the races that really kind of build momentum in the next season and all that. So good job for CJ out there. And speaking of the time wise, it looks like Justin has moved into P3 as he passed Newbert. And Justin is running pretty quick right now. So we'll see if maybe he saved his tires a little bit better than Hackney. But I think we may have a battle here coming for second here soon.
Definitely starting to close in on the 94 Bobby Hall Jr. Right now, right on board with Robbie Richards in the 48 truck. So right ahead of him is CJ Mason in that 21. CJ Mason up 7 spots at the start of the race. And how about Travis Twitty? He's been quiet tonight. Currently running in that 12th spot from Polk County, North Carolina. Travis Twitty. He's working on that 97 of Alex Healy. Healy not having he's not having a fantastic run tonight. He's lost 6 spots since the start of the race. Currently running in that 11th position.
Yeah, and he has a little bit of damage on that truck too, so I wonder if that's really not helping, the speed of this truck. But other than that, you see him getting really tight there. It's going to open the gap here for Travis to see if he can make his way by him. And behind them is Josh Clemens. He is a lap down, but I think that car's rebounded pretty well for taking a big hit there on the inside wall.
It definitely has, as Josh Clemens is in that 17th spot. As now you look at 97, Twitty past Healy. Now, Healy looked momentarily, tried to get back around him, could not do it. He'll fall back in line. Meanwhile, the battle going on, as you can see Justin White closing in on Bobby Hall Jr. And this is something that Keith Hackney wants to see. He wants to know this is what's going to happen. Because Bobby Hall Jr. collected a stage point. He has 2 points ahead of Keith Hackney right now. So Keith Hackney wants, for insurance, Justin White to take that second spot.
Yeah, and Justin's got to be a little bit patient here, but again, I think they'll be coming up here soon on their pit stops. So once you hit around that 15 to 20 lap threshold of where that you can go, your tires are good, you've got to push. Especially if you're these guys back here in second, third, and fourth. This right here is going to be the stage where this is it. This is the end of the season, and this is where it all comes down to. So they all really know this. And you see, it looks like a lot of damage there still for Bobby Hall from that early incident, where he got into the 99. But that's also not helping that truck. But as we see, Justin's been pretty quick here, but has started to fall off as he's been starting to run that high line to try to get around Bobby. So, also trying to change lanes in the middle of a run. Once you start running a lane over and over again, it's kind of muscle memory. But the second you have to, change your lane to try to pass someone, it's like, it kind of goes away, and your truck doesn't want to drive that line. You kind of have to run it a few times to get it. So as we've seen Justin go up to that middle to high line each time here, I don't think that's really helping his lap times in catching Hackney. And Hackney right now almost has a 2-second lead on these guys.
So what we need to find out, BJ, we need to find out from your mighty leader, Jason Collins, if the race ended right now, how would points...
Keith Hackney wins championship.
Yep, it's all about the finishing position and who finishes ahead of the others. So even though Bobby Hall did win that stage, it practically does not really mean anything in this last race. You've got to get in that lead to win this championship.
So there you go, Cody Myers. That is your answer, as Keith Hackney is way out in front in that 69 truck.
I did get word that these trucks can go right about 75 laps on one tank of fuel. So I expect anywhere from now to right about lap 120 for these guys to start coming down pit road. Right now we're on lap 45. I'd say right about lap 120 is towards the end of when we'll be seeing the last of the drivers coming down pit road.
Yeah, and if you're one of these guys in second, third, or fourth, you might have to be the first person to pit. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see one of these guys come in around lap 115 because you want to be able to gain that track position. Fresh tires, you'll be able to gain tenths and even seconds on the drivers who stay out on track. Like if Bobby Hall was to pit on lap 115 and Keith was at the stay out there an extra 5 laps, that might be 6 to 7 seconds for Bobby Hall. So by the time he gets out front, he has almost a 4 to 3-second lead. And if you get a caution, that might be a really good thing for him, especially a little bit later while he has the lead, because then at that point you might as well just go ahead and take tires again, and everyone's going to follow you. So there can be a lot of strategies here, but I think if you're in second, third, or fourth, trying to pit with Keith Hackney isn't going to get you any closer to him. So I think we may see these boys go a little bit off strategy, but also once one of them pits, I think Keith will try to follow them, but it's going to be really interesting as we come up on that pit stop.
And when you come on the pit stop, do you take just 2 tires or you take all 4 tires?
4.
You've got to take 4, but it also depends on how late you come in. If you can go to later in the run, maybe only 2 tires.
I mean, because, BJ, we've seen it this season, and a lot of times these truck drivers, they'll take a 4, they take 2. But, last week in the Xfinity Series, we saw 2 drivers, one picked up the win out of turn number 3 off of 4 brand new sets of tires on a green-white checker. Mm-hmm. So, I mean...
Yep, and it also depends on the guys, who you're around in your racing. So, I mean, at this point for these guys, I think if you pit at like around lap 120, you have to take 4 tires. You're going to be running, 23 to... Or no, that'd be 33 laps. You can't run 33 laps on 2 sets of tires and expect to pull from other people. So you're going to have to take 4 if you pit then. If you go in at around lap 130, as we see Hackney get into the wall a little bit there, if they pit in lap 130, that's 23 laps left, which make those 2 tires maybe make sense. But you also have to fill the car up to a certain extent. So if you can get enough fuel in the car where the times even out about the same for entering the amount of fuel in the car in the 2 tires, it makes sense to take 2 tires because at that point, you're going to gain almost 5 seconds for taking less tires and less fuel.
On another note, two of the drivers in the field, Alex Healy and Ed Osborne, are the first to come down pit road and start the pit cycle.
And they're splitting about right in half, which is smart if they want to gain any positions there. Especially when you're a little bit further back, it's probably a really good move. They're going to hope that, these fresh tires will be able to propel them forward. And these guys, up there, they're not moving away from each other whatsoever for second, third, and fourth. These guys have literally been in the same kind of threshold for this entire run since they got to each other.
Well, there you see the gap right there between Keith Hackney and Bobby Hall Jr. I mean, Hackney's on a Sunday run, or drive. He's just lean back, kind of relaxed there. And as you see right now, Justin White, one of the top 4 in the championship chase, coming down pit road along with Robbie Richards. So Keith Hackney, he has to know it that one of the drivers have pitted. I don't know if it'd be smart to pit now or wait.
He's going to be able to gain that time, but how will that affect him later in the run is the big question. If Hackney decides to stay out here another 15 laps, he's going to have 15 lap fresher tires, which is a huge advantage over, 15 lap older tires. So, we got a caution out here on the racetrack.
Oh, that changes things.
And the caution coming out for the 42 truck of Ed Osborne loses it.
Old tires.
That magnet claimed another truck there.
Again, same thing that we've seen all night. Try and get off that corner with cold tires. That thing just whips straight around on him. And I believe that this may unfortunately lock Justin a lap down unless he was able to stay on the lead lap.
So
Justin White will, in fact, go a lap down from that. I don't actually think that it's going to lock him a lap down because he's able to get in, get his pit stop, and get out. He is now lined up behind the pace car, so he'll be back on the lead lap by the time we come back green. However,
He has to go all the way to the back, which is super unfortunate.
yep.
but you know what? He's strong enough. I believe he could probably do it. And you know what? Cautions breed cautions sometimes. As we're on caution number 3. You never know. I mean, maybe he might pit again and be on fresher tires than the top 3.
Well, at this point, though, he's going to have to take the wave around to get his lap back. So he's going to have to stay out on track. And, even though the tires are going to be about even because he didn't run, he still has to start back in almost 12th place, it's going to look like, somewhere around there. So, that is one of the most unfortunate things that can happen. He was running a good race, decided to come in a little bit early. If he had stayed out one more lap, he would be in the lead right now, which is super unfortunate. But that's, all a part of racing, knowing when to pit. And, he took a huge risk there. And sadly, it's going to backfire with a really kind of rare, unfortunate caution. But, again, we're going to be going back here. We're going to be going green on fresh tires once again. And, we've been seeing cars slide all night. But, that's just super unfortunate for Justin. And hopefully we can see him make his way back up to the front. But
Well, Keith
it's not going to be
Hackney.
easy.
Keith Hackney beat him off pit road. Adam Newber in second. CJ Mason comes out in third. Jason Bridges in fourth. So Bobby Hall gonna be starting on the third row inside.
Yeah. And this right here is going to be a crucial point here for Newbert. I think Newbert's going to have to try to make something happen on this restart. Coming about 40 to go. And, it looks like Hackney's been super strong in that long run, and he's been outrunning everyone, short run, long run, no matter what it is. So Newbert's going to have to try to make something here. I don't know what he's going to do. It's going to be something he's going to do in the car. He has to wait for a mistake. He might have to push a little bit early. But, the earlier you push, the more your tires start to wear out early. So, we'll see it's going to be super interesting.
Well, we'll thank the sponsors of the Bluegrass Iracing Series: Roach's Jim's Coffee, Kinder Performance, Butt Kicker, Nitro Racing, and Hoffman Designs. Lights are going out, and we're going to go to the side-by-side here. On the left-hand side of the screen will be your front 2 drivers, Keith Hackney and Adam Newbert. And on the right-hand side will be, keep the eye on that number 2 of Justin White, who will restart in 12th position. Keith Hackney coming down the long straightaways. These drivers are racked and stacked. As you look on the right-hand side, those drivers are trying to catch up to the field as we're fixing to go green flag racing.
It'll be catching up right here as they come out of turn number 4. The rest of the drivers are heading into turn number 2. The rest of the drivers are heading into turn number 3, getting ready to take the green flag. There you see the restart zone marked by blue, and Keith Hackney off to an excellent jump over the rest of the field. This is exactly what he wants, as long
Bobby
as he
Hall.
can stay up there.
Oh my
Holy cow! Where did he just come from?
Oh, my.
He just shot in there and took off, aiming for that second position through the dog leg on the restart. Risky move, but it looks like it might be paying off for him as he's battling to the inside now of Adam Newbert.
As you look right now, Adam Newbert to his outside. Hall battling to the inside. Newbert not giving up, that's for sure. Hall will clear him right here.
I wonder if race officials are going to look back at that one. That was really close. He might have, I don't know if he changed lanes early there or what, as he gets loose out of that corner right there. But if that was legal, that was an amazing move. And even though he's going to lose second here again to Newbert. Newbert has to make this move. And if we look on the right side, we see Justin White right now. He is in a hornet's nest right now. He's made his way up 4 positions up to 8th since the restart, but he's a long ways away from the front.
The restart has been reviewed. It is clean. The restart was, in fact, clean from Bobby Hall Jr. We'll take a look at it right here momentarily. There you see Keith Hackney fire. Drivers have to stay in their line until they... Whoa,
pretty generous.
It was pretty generous, and he did not really change the lane. He stayed on the bottom. He started on the bottom. He stayed on the bottom across the line. A little bit lower bottom, but he was down there across the line. And just an excellent move out of the 94 machine to make his way up there into second. Now back to third.
In contending for this championship, that is a move that you have to make. No matter how close it is, he got it as close as you could get it. And it's a great move there for Bobby Hall. He jumped from 5th up to 2nd there for a second. And, now at this point, let's see how these guys, go about here. I think you have to still save tires. There's still 40 laps left in this race. So tires will come in play. But I think at the same time, it's not 70 laps. So you really also, you don't want to save as much as you did the first run, but you don't want to push it too hard. So we'll see what they end up doing here and see if they can get up to Hackney.
Well, we saw Adam Newbert picking up a couple of wins this season. I mean, he can get done. I mean, Keith Hackney makes a mistake or something like that. Newbert can capitalize all over that. As your top 3 is Hackney, Newbert, or Hall. CJ Mason and Peyton Hubbard, your top 5. And then you have Brad Giphart, Travis Twitty, Justin White, Robbie Richards, and Jason Bridges, your top 10. So good run for your top 10 right now, but give it up for your championship 4. Right now, Justin White. This is something you save your lunch money for.
Yeah, and you got 3 of the guys up here in front. These guys are not going to give an inch. And Newbert right now is, as we see Keith Hackney blinking in and out a little bit there. Newbert is pushing it hard right now, but I don't know if he's really overdriving it or not. But he's got to be a little bit careful here. You can't, even though you really want to go for that lead, you can't give up too much here early in the run.
Definitely, as we look right now at the lap times between Hackney and Newbert. Newbert ain't letting them go very easily. You can see that green on there. And Keith Hackney ran the fastest lap with a 27.111 on lap number 118. So
that is the fastest lap of the race by 1/100th of a second over his teammate Peyton Hubbard, I believe is the next one. Yeah.
So it's going to be a barn burner coming down to the closing stages here at Phoenix. Who will claim that championship? But the top 4, they've worked hard all season long. Keith Hackney picking up the most wins on the Bluegrass iRacing series between the 3 series.
And just as y'all were talking about that, Newbert put down a 27.04, which will be the fastest lap of the race now. But again, we got to see, will these tires be able to hold? But I mean, if you're Newbert here, you have to go for it. I think if you can get that track position, if you could somehow get the lead, you're sitting in the perfect position. Because we've seen how hard it is to pass on that inside. So we'll see what Newbert can do here. Newbert's really giving it his all right now.
He is. With that swim team. I call it swim. It's swim.
It is. But another driver really pushing, giving it their all right now. You've got the 2 of Justin White. Had a brain fart for a second there. 2 of Justin White on the right-hand side. He has made his way up into that 7th position. That's a driver that's really pushing it for everything he's got. He's not just got to fight the chase driver sitting 1, 2, 3 right now. He's got to get through the rest of the field. So he's got to give everything that truck has, as we're quickly coming down to that 25 to go.
And if you're Justin White here, you got to be sliding 20s to other drivers right now, telling them to loop it, because I feel like, that far back behind, 3 other drivers before you even get to the top 3, you really need a caution. And, I think he's just going to have to, hope, I know he is. And again, just super unfortunate, that happened. And if we look right up here to the lead again, it looks like Newbert has slowly started to make his way, maybe a little bit back towards Keith here. So let's see if maybe he might be able to gain some momentum, or if Keith maybe even overused his stuff trying to run away from Newbert.
The last couple of laps, Adam Newbert was in fact faster than Keith Hackney. There's also the possibility Keith Hackney's, trying to inch up and then save and inch up and then save, because he looks as though he's running right about 2 laps quicker, 2 laps slower than Adam Newbert. So there is that possibility as well, that he's doing everything he can to still save his tires to the last 5 or so laps, but still keep that gap, keep that lead over Adam Newbert. Right now, the gap between those two drivers is right about a half a second. We'll see if Adam Newbert can close that down.
Yeah, and Hackney, I think he is kind of matured enough to know right now that he needs to save until Newbert gets to him if he can. The reason why is because once tires start to even out, that outside line that he's really pushing on is going to become slower and slower, and his shortest way around the track line is going to become a little bit quicker and quicker, because those right sides are going to be on his car, which those are the 2 tires that really help you get around this kind of flat banked surface. There's a little bit of banking, but again, we've talked about it. There's not a lot. So you're really depending a lot on that right rear and the right front. And depending on how hard you're driving in, depending on where you're, exiting the corner, all those factors, and also how hard you're pushing it, all those factors can really determine how much wear you're going to have on the right sides. And it looks like Newbert's been really high up the track in both corners compared to Keith. So I think Keith is really running a conservative line right now, trying to keep his tires underneath him. And I don't think he's really feeling too much unless that 17 gets on his bumper.
Well, it's one thing to get on the bumper. It's another thing to make and complete that pass. And that's something that Adam Newbert got to be playing in his head. How's he going to do it? Calculating it, trying to make it perfection, as Newbert wants to become a champion, just like Keith Hackney. Well, right now, Bobby Hall Jr., he won the first stage tonight. Currently running in 3rd position there. And then you have Justin White. He's made his way up to that 6th position. Now trying to chase down the 99 truck of Peyton Hubbard, who is Keith Hackney's teammate. And right ahead of them is C.J. Mason. C.J. Mason having a good run here tonight at Phoenix with the Bluegrass Truck Series.
Good for CJ. He's put together a really good run tonight. He's ran top 5, top 6 most of the night. And, for the guys battling for the championship, being the first car, kind of, being the one car outside, really being able to keep up with them is fantastic. And, he's done a great job.
He definitely has. That is for sure. Let's see here. Let's show him the speeds. So that's not it.
We look for.
Well, it's not going to happen, but we are in 19 to go. As there you see Keith Hackney in the middle. So the 3 drivers ahead of him, they are drivers that could become potentially a lap down. And then you see Adam Newbert, Bobby Hall Jr., and C.J. Mason. So you can see the gap right there between Hackney and Newbert.
And these guys are putting down identical lap times right now. It seems maybe, if anything, Newbert might have been in the positive delta the last few laps, but I think it's going to start evening out here soon. Just the way it looks like, Keith looks very, nice and easy on that bottom, and he's a little bit of right side damage right there. Maybe missed the corner a little bit. So, nerves are starting to kick in here. Fatigue is starting to kick in. And, this will cause you to make mistakes. This is where the big bucks are made. So, let's see what happens here, man. As Newbert is making no mistakes up on that top line, and he is making it work. Not a lot of people can make that outside line work at Phoenix, and he is making it work really good right now.
Definitely.
Newbert, go ahead.
I was going to say definitely. He's doing something right.
Newbert seems like throughout all the playoffs, he just barely made it into the playoffs, and throughout the entire playoff run, He's just been, for the most part, mistake-free, nice and smooth. Some of the best runs we've seen out of him all season long here in that number 17 machine. First race of the playoffs, picking up the win, and then just charging from there. Made his way to the Final Four with a win last week. Now we see him just continuing to close that gap on Keith Hackney with, yet again, what appears to be another flawless run. Look at how much he closed the gap right there down the front straightaway through that dog leg, through 3 and 4. Continues to commit to that high side, high entry, low exit, really gaining a lot of ground on Keith Hackney.
And this is what you need to do. You need to put pressure on him, force him into a mistake. And, that's, I feel like, the best idea right here. And, he's going to lose a little bit of time that last lap there, but I wouldn't let that discourage him at this point. You've got to go for this. This is it.
Well, your top 5 are on top of the ticker there. We're going to leave it there because your top 4 in the championship chase are in the top 5. As right now, with 14 laps to go, the battle, what we're paying attention to is your top 2. Keith Hackney lead the way over Adam Newbert. Bobby Hall Jr. currently in that 3rd spot. CJ Mason in 4th. And Justin White, your top 5 here tonight. And now look at Newbert starting to close in again on Keith Hackney as they come out the turn down the straightaway here. This is the closest that Newbert's been. Makes a little contact with the outside wall.
Yeah, and speaking of contact here, I'm looking at the right side of Hackney's car, and he has a little bit of damage there. I don't know where that came from. I never really saw him hit the wall. But I bet that is not helping him right now. As you see, they're going to use the lap car here. Brian Terry, see if maybe you can set him as a pick, and that's going to work really well for him.
Passing Brian Terry through the middle of the corner. That's not something you see very often. You don't see drivers go all the way down to the apron through the corners, but Adam Newbert did right there. Just 11, now about to be 10 laps remaining here. Ooh, that's not good. A little bit of connection issue for Keith Hackney. That's definitely not what you want with 10 laps to go here in championship round.
Yeah, he's had that happen a few times tonight, and I don't think it's enough to discourage him to leave the race or let that position go. I wouldn't do it if I was him. I'd keep my head straight as we're coming to 10 laps to go now. These guys are still battling really hard, but Newbert's got to make that time back up here in the next 5 laps if he wants to win this race and the championship.
Definitely he does. Adam Newbert. He's fixing to come to 9 laps to go. If he's going to make anything happen, he's losing ground as they go into the turn there. Adam Newbert, did he say goodbye to his championship hopes? Only time can tell with 9 laps to go. Closes in just a tad bit there.
And what a smart move here by Keith Hackney. He is now going to take that 17's line. And, that's going to make it a little bit tighter in the corners, not want to drive as well. And if you're coming 10 laps to go, tires are out the window now. You need to be able to block those runs from the 17, and interrupting his draft is the number one thing that you got to do if he's a little bit behind you. That's going to hurt Newbert here, but it's not over. Not over yet. 8 laps, 1 mistake can cost you a championship here. So we'll see what these guys do.
Last week at Martinsville, we saw 3 green-white checkers out of the Truck Series. If we get another situation like that, it's going to completely change things up. All 4 of our championship drivers currently in the top 4. Best case scenario for Keith Hackney is to continue to remain green for these last 7 laps. Best case scenario for Bobby Hall Jr., Justin White would be to get one final caution at least to get them a shot at the race win.
Yeah, and over the last few laps, that gap from first to second really hasn't moved. Looks like Hackney has kind of found a nice spot to be in here. And, like I said, once he moved lanes, Newbert has not been able to make that high line work as well. So times are about the exact same. They're not really running much different than one another. So we'll see how that impacts him here.
Well, the difference between first and second is $500.
Huh.
I think it... Is it? Wow.
Oh, not $500. It's close.
Yeah.
I was going with what BJ said. BJ said $500.
Hackney has a little lap traffic here.
Yeah.
Right now, if I'm the 17, I'm yelling at this 113 to get out of the way. But that's going to let Newbert get up there. Here comes Newbert.
Maybe it's $5. Who knows? It's something.
I don't know, Jason. Info.
Either way, I don't want to be the first. I don't want to be the first loser tonight, especially at Phoenix where the final stage is set. So no matter how much the payouts are here, I want to be in first place. That's all that matters.
4 laps to go for Keith Hackney in that 69 truck. Newbert right there in his hip pocket can make a move. Try to get there a little bit closer, try to make a move on these final laps here. Does Newbert have anything for Keith Hackney? Bobby Hall Jr. still in that 3rd spot with Justin White in 4th. As we're staying on top of the top 2 in these final stages.
$250 separates them.
There you
separates first and second.
Newbert lost a little bit of time there. And at this point, I think Newbert is going to have to put together some good laps or hope that they catch another lap car. But not a lot of cars have been, staying in the way. So Keith Hackney right now is licking his chops as they hit 2 laps to go here in the Bluegrass Iracing Truck Series.
All right. Here we go. Coming out of the turn. Keith Hackney getting the white flag. 1 more to go for Keith Hackney. Adam Newbert right there. Close it up going into the turn. Keith Hackney, he's going to have to keep it how he's been. Just running steady there. As there is Newbert.
Newbert's going to have the run here. Let's see if he goes and makes a move. He's going to really have to send it in here, and I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. And it looks like Keith Hackney coming off the final corner is going to be your Season 3 Bluegrass Iracing Cup Series champion.
Keith Hackney picking up the win and the championship. Newbert 2nd, Bobby Hall Jr. in 3rd, Justin White coming home in 4th. And what about CJ Mason with a top 5 here tonight?
Great job. I channeled my inner Steve right there. I got excited.
You did.
Man, what a finish to this season. That was a great race between Newbert and Hackney, man. 2 well-deserved participants for this championship, and Bobby Hall and Justin White, round out the top 4. And, all 4 of these guys deserve the most credit. They did a phenomenal job this season.
All right, we'll take a look at your official results here on the board. Keith Hackney picking up the win. Adam Newbert coming home in 2nd. Bobby Hall Jr. in 3rd. And Justin White coming home 4th. Give it up for those top 4 ran for a good championship race here tonight. Finishing in top 4. CJ Mason coming home in that 5th spot. Robbie Richards bringing it home in 6th.
7th is going to be Brad Gebhardt, Jason Bridges, Peyton Hubbard, Travis Twitty, your top 10.
In 11th, we have David Brackett. Michael McCauley is going to be 12th. Daniel Worthington, P13. P14 will go to Brian Terry, and rounding out the top 15 will be Alex Healy.
All righty, so then you got Josh Clemens in 16th, 17th, be Ed Osborne, and Josh Lockwood rounding out your field. All right, folks. It's almost time for post-race interviews. We're going to throw it to a quick commercial. We'll be back in 30 seconds. All right, give it up for Keith Hackney picking up that win. Well-deserved championship. One of the most races this season, BJ. I mean, he showed his dominance the last couple of weeks. Has not been his strong points throughout the season. But it was those stage points that actually helped him
it coming home with 7 total wins, counting this one here. 7 total wins on the season. The winningest driver in Bluegrass all season long. And then coming home with a championship, you couldn't ask for a much better run than that out of the 69 team.
And
Oh,
I was about to say he did a great job at bouncing back too. You know, he had not won since the first race of the playoffs. So to come out here at Phoenix and win the race is a fantastic job there by Keith.
all right. We're going to throw it. Mikey's going to run down there to the winner's circle to talk to Keith Hackney.
Keith, this is Mikey up in the booth. You got a copy there?
What's going on, buddy?
Oh my goodness, Keith. What a run tonight. Starting in the back, I know you were worried about it early on. You made your way straight through the field. Tell me, how were you able to make your way through the field? It looked like the truck was a little loose, looked a little bit hard to pass. What did you have to do different to get around all those trucks tonight?
Well, I took it how it came. I knew it was a long race, and you know, just it. That's my first race ever here. I just bought the track last week. I just turned a few laps during the week, so I don't have no experience here at all. But it came to me. I was able to get up to what third right there at the stage, um, which was kind of surprising. Considering I don't have no laps here, and just with everybody racing as hard as they was. Um, it's just you got to get in where you fit in, man. I use that term a lot on dirt, like in fixed racing, like when you're up against the wall stuff. When it comes here, especially tonight, it was basically balls to the wall. So I mean, you got to take advantage of any opening, any hole, and that's what I tried to do. Right there, late in the run, I felt I was a little better than everybody that was actually in front of me. At the end of the first run, but it's just so hard to pass. Tires was pretty much gone, and the preferred line that I was running, it just you couldn't run it with everybody else running the same one. So just tried to just nitpick here and there, and oh, I'm so relieved, man. It's been a long season and a lot of ups and downs, and just like I said last week, I got hot when I needed to at the second part of the regular season. Um, and it's really for just did what I needed to do then, and started out the playoffs with a win. And then just had really bad luck every day or every week, and I was in contention of a lot of those wins, of running up front, and just mishaps happen. And but last week was just a how hard I had to drive to make it back up to the top three, just so I could get in the playoffs when I've pretty much been locked in the whole time. So that was just something settled in my head, and just like we said earlier, having to start in the rear, it's rough, especially in a championship race and $500 on the line, and I really didn't say a whole lot in Discord. Me and Peyton was talking back and forth a little bit, but I didn't say a lot. I just I focused on my race, and I do what I got to do to win. And I was so surprised coming out first at the stage. Um, I've never had that happen. I don't think. Just having a pit stall so far back, and but moving on, if I could choose my pit stall, that's exactly where it'd be, in the back. But yeah, man, I just it's been an amazing run, and not taking away from none of these guys, man. They're all awesome, great drivers, and um, great people on and off the track. But it just goes to show the kind of work that like I put in myself, as far as coming from dirt over here and competing with these dudes, week in and week out. And man, I'm just glad it's over. My arms are absolutely wore out. I know Adam was giving me a hell of a race at the end. He would pull me a little bit. I pull him a little bit. Those lap trucks kind of scared me a little bit, but because I didn't really have no tires left at the end, my right front was gone. So, but luckily, we kept it clean and green, and we just come out on top here.
Yeah, you did a great job tonight. Not only did you have a fantastic race, you had a fantastic season. And really quickly, how does it feel to be the season 3 champion?
Well, like I said, it feels great. And for a dirt driver to come over here and do this in the first season, rookie season at that, is just an amazing feeling. This I'm not gonna lie, this league has kept me more stressed than any league I've run across the board, just with how competitive it is. and people that we like to bicker and backer throughout the
Mhm.
or back and forth to each other. It's really kept me on my toes, and but I just never lost vision of the main goal, and that was tonight, and we got it done.
Well, you did a fantastic job tonight, Keith. Go ahead and thank those sponsors.
Oh man, just NLR, man, Next Level Racing. Just they pushed me every week to go do my thing while they race dirt and dirt leagues that they got going on. Of course, Peyton, we brought on just a couple weeks ago, and it showed just us working together, just trying to show him what I know, and him sitting on the pole for like a whole tenth tonight. It goes to show what kind of people we have and what can come about with that. Elite Performance Industries, just amazing people set up job on and off the track or the sim, just amazing people to deal with across the board. NH Lens, Custom Cabinets by Keith, Race Page Pro, Dominator Designs, um, Jason for just doing a hell of a job and putting up with all of us every day, and just everything that he does for the league. I got to give a shout out to Tasha. She's been my number one supporter throughout this whole season, and I'm sure she was in the chat talking. I don't know.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
so just a huge shout out to her. She's my backbone when it comes to this now. And y'all for doing a hell of a broadcast as always.
Well, thank you, Keith. Congrats on your championship, man. You have a good one. Great race, and I'm sending right back up to you, Steve.
All right, but thank y'all.
Alrighty, so almost grabbed the wrong person. So coming home in second tonight, Adam Newbert gave one hell of a charge. Keith Hackney there in the closing stages just came up a little bit short.
Second place, first loser, man.
But I mean, you put on one hell of a show for the people watching at home. Describe your night and the intensity that went through.
It was a good night. My arms are so sore from that last run with Keith. I mean, me and him drove it so hard right there. I gave him everything I could give him. I messed up pretty bad with about 3 to go. I went into 1 and 2. I went into 1 and 2, and I double downshifted accidentally. My freaking finger double downshifted all the way to second. I lost 3/10 right there, and if I wouldn't have lost those 3/10, it maybe would have been a little closer at the end. But we drove hard. I mean, I don't really I can't complain. You know what I mean? I was lucky to be here. I kind of put it all together in the playoffs. Had nothing to lose coming into the night, so I can't really complain about second.
Well, coming home in second, next season's coming up on us. What's your plans for next season?
Fortunately, I won't be back next season. I'm gonna go run another series. Jason's been giving me crap about it, but maybe I have enjoyed the. I'm telling you, since the luck has turned around in the playoffs, and I've really had fun, a lot of fun racing in this series, and who knows, maybe not the next season, but I'll be back for the season after that. And we'll probably try to do some Xfinity races.
There you go. Well, go ahead. Thank your fine sponsors making it all possible.
I got to thank Sigwood Motorsports. Been by my side all week, all season long. Guys been giving me support. Guys practice with me. Got to thank VFW Post Coa's Lawn and Landscaping, Millie's Landing, Aaron's Nail Gun Repair. Thank you guys in the booth. Thank Jason for letting me race this season. It's been a real fun end of the year. I think we put together in the last 6 races 2 wins, 3 second place finishes, and 1 fourth place finish. So we've been hot at the end. Just needed a little bit more to get to Keith right there, and I won't lie, I would have put the bumper to him if I got to him.
I think anybody would. So what a good run, a good turnaround of your season like that. Wish you the best of luck going in the future for you, and hope to see you back in a couple seasons.
Shout out to Keith too. I mean, he definitely deserved it. He was the class of the field all season long, so he was the deserving champion in my opinion.
All right, that is Adam Newber picking up that second spot tonight. Congratulations, sir.
Y'all.
All right, BJ Duvall's caught up with Bobby Hall Jr.
That's right. I caught up with the driver of the 94. Man, what a race you had. Just wasn't there at the end to be able to pull it off. Walk us through that a little bit.
Yeah, I guess you could say stepped on my dick on pits. First pit stop at stage, drove through it, and then the second, I was going to take 2 tires and fuel, but then my button got stuck on my box. The jack got dropped, and I sat there, and then it jacked up the driver's side and finished the other 2 tires, and I'm like, son of a gun, and just didn't have it.
Bit of an unfortunate turn of events that cost you the lead there, but you still had a good rebound, managed to come back, finishing third, got third in the championship. I know it's got to hurt not winning the championship, not winning the race, but it's still got to feel good to make it that far.
Yeah, after last year, me and 3 out of the 4 guys got incidents, and I got lucky and finished second. I'm like, well, if I could make it to the top 4 again, I was like, try to better myself. And I had it. I thought I had it, but that one restart when Adam jumped Keith, I was like, uh-oh, there's a penalty, but it never was served. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I just try to get into my rhythm, but I was going to try to conserve tires at the end, but I'm like, well, if I can't catch them in the first 15 laps, then I probably ain't going to catch them. And sure enough, they got me by 2.5 seconds.
Unfortunate there, but still congratulations on coming home in that third spot. Go ahead and thank the sponsor. Shout-outs. That would help make it possible.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Earl's Shop once again for being my hood sponsor. The boys at Flex. Alan couldn't make it tonight because of work, and Dan and Wes got in some incidents, and I feel bad. And Jason for getting us here to the Final Four with some of his help and advice. The Ultimate Dirt guys. I tried running the logo again, but it just was in favor this time.
Hey,
I
we
like to
showed
think
it. We did show it.
I was gonna go with a white truck, so stand it out. But I was like, well, I'll go to my traditional colors. But hey, it looked all right.
It did. It did.
And I like, especially the viewers. I know I shared and commented and told everybody, hey, drop a high, say good luck, and on to next season.
All right. Well, good luck to you in your future endeavors, and congratulations again on your third place finish.
Thank you, guys.
Deep.
All righty, Justin White.
There we go.
You got caught up under that caution, which hurt you. But coming back from the back all the way to 4th, though, you can't hold your head down, that's for sure.
No, I mean it's bittersweet. I'm not gonna lie. Just gonna give you a straight feelings right now. It hurts, but I mean it's not anybody's fault. It's just how the caution came out. I think if the caution had not came out, Nate, my spotter crew chief, he had the right call because we could have protected and run a different line, run the highlight. Because I mean this lane's two lane track, but in reality it's a 1 lane track. Once you get up high up somebody, you can't, they can't get around you. I mean, I don't think you guys probably seen it all night. You just can't get around them. The high lane and 1 and 2 is just, you get so much of a run and speed off of that corner going down into 3 that it was just going to be hard to pass you. If anybody, they'd have to literally dive bomb you or do a slide job on you, which that burns your tires up, makes them hot. So when you go into 3 and 4, you're just going to go right back up the track into the wall. So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, yeah, I'm going to be reminiscing over this one for a little while.
Definitely. What is your plans going into next season?
My plans for next season is to kind of do what I did this year, just point them to death, get the victories where you can. I'm not sure if I'll have Nate in the box or on top of the box. If I don't, He's given me some good ideas for strategy and whatnot for next season, but I definitely know that I have the speed to be up front. So just expect to see me up there quite a bit.
All right. Go ahead and thank your fine sponsors.
Yeah, I've been all season. I want to thank Grinds Coffee Pouches. They help me get off tobacco, dipping tobacco. So if you guys are looking to quit, go get grinds.com. Go pick you up pack of three. They're not crazy expensive, like $5.50 a can plus shipping, and they always have shipping deals, and they'll ship them right straight to your door and help you kick the habit. I want to thank Nate for being with me all season. He's definitely contributed a lot of our success, and maybe we'll have him back next season. We'll see. I want to thank Scott Morales and my other brothers from DSO for tuning in and watching me. Appreciate you guys. Shout out to you guys, and we'll keep fighting a good fight to keep the manliness around, as we like to call it. So outside of that, I mean, just appreciate you guys putting the broadcast on, every week. I think you guys are like 4 days a week now, 3-4 days a week now. So tuning in to you guys. Appreciate Jason for everything he puts us through and all of our little childish games that we like to play throughout the season, help diffusing situations and whatnot. Appreciate Jason, and appreciate my Simbox team, Doug, Neil, all those guys. So, and that's it for me. There's probably a ton more, but appreciate everybody else.
Definitely. That's Justin White finishing fourth in the points and finishing fourth here tonight. All right. Well, guys, it's been a great night of racing. Definitely something we kept our eyes on all night long. Keith Hackney becoming victorious here tonight, winning his first championship on his rookie season. Well, Mikey, what'd you think?
Man, that was a great race. I'm glad we got to see a good race there for the championship, coming down to the very end. No one was really given. No one could really, pull away from one another, man. They were battling really hard there for that first place position. And, gotta give a shout out to all these guys in the truck series, man. This year was fantastic, to say the least. Every single week here on UDTV, we would have a fantastic race in the Iracing Bluegrass truck series. And, it never changed. You couldn't predict what was going to happen next in this series. These guys put on a show all season. And this will be a season to remember for a lot of these guys. And whether you leave disappointed, whether you leave victorious, I think all these guys can take a lot of what they learned this season, move it on to the future seasons, whether you're back here in Bluegrass or not. And we really got to thank all of them for coming out here and racing every single week. These guys really put in their hearts and souls into racing every single week, and coming out here and trying to put on a show. All these guys were tired tonight, man. They put in everything they had. They gave out all their energy. They did the best they could, and for that, these drivers are so amazing. Can't thank them enough for coming out every single week. And they put on a great show for all the viewers, all the fans out there. And, I had a blast, getting to watch this race tonight.
Definitely. BJ?
I'm just excited I got to be a part of this all season long. Especially the truck series. I won't be ashamed to admit it. Truck series is my favorite one to watch all season. Favorite one to commentate all season long. Lots of excitement. Can't wait to be back next season.
Definitely. I mean, that is something. And BJB, you have basically invested a little bit in next season a little bit. So we got some things to come forth. I mean, we're going to pick up 2 drivers, and hey, for our luck in the ring, why not?
Yeah.
At least if you're not out on the track, Steve, I think we'll be fine.
Oh,
well. Had to take my one shot.
Well.
I have my eyes set on whatever Mikey's running, I'm running. No, it's definitely been a great season here with the Bluegrass iRacing series. The trucks have not been disappointing all season long. They carried the most drivers throughout the whole entire season and won the series that had the fewest cautions all season long. So that just tells you the caliber of drivers that are in the Truck Series here with the Bluegrass. The next season is only going to be stronger with another, you're going to have some of the seasoned veterans, and you're going to have some new people joining in. So, I mean, it's going to be something you definitely don't want to miss next season with the Bluegrass Truck Series. And if it's something you want to get involved in, make sure to head over to the Bluegrass Iracing Facebook page. Message them there, and Jason Collins can tell you what to do. They're recruiting right now. There's a $25 charter fee, and that is $10 per race. All the money goes to the championship payout and to the winners payout each week. So the money gets invested right back to the drivers, and that's something that you want to be a part of. You want to be a part of the league that invests the money back into the drivers week in and week out. And definitely, if you're looking for a league to run, come run Monday nights in the Truck Series, even the Xfinity Series on Tuesday nights, and the Cup Series on Wednesday nights. So don't forget, tomorrow night is the championship night for the Xfinity Series here with the Bluegrass Iracing League. And on Wednesday night is the Cup Series with their championship at 8 p.m. Eastern, or 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. And then on Thursday night, it's the Bluegrass Pro Late Models on Dirt. You don't want to miss that. That's a lot of action going on there. So until tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to say good night and God bless, and we'll see you very soon.